All right, looks like we got everyone on. Thanks for hopping on. Tony, thanks for being here. We'll go ahead and open it up to questions for Tony about today's first workout and the health and safety protocols. Reminder, if you have a question, just raise your hand and I'll go ahead and unmute you. That being said, who would like to kick this off here? Thomas Harding, go ahead.
Tony, great seeing you first of all, man.
Hey, Thomas, how's it going?
Outstanding. All right. Hey, you look good behind the mask. Listen, wanted to just first go over the time between the shutdown and now when you guys kind of ramped up in Arizona. How many guys were you able to get together to throw and hit? And who are some of those guys to kind of keep on track for a season?
Yeah, I think, a lot of us were in Arizona and we had groups, small groups of 2 and 3 guys that would go to a park and keep 6 feet in distance between each other. And there was probably 3 or 4 groups in Arizona that were working out together. So that was good. It was good for not just, keeping our arms or our bodies in shape, but just for team chemistry and everything. So Arizona had a good setup. And then up here in Colorado, there was a group. So I think a lot of our team were all together, working together, staying together with this hard time that, we're all have, everyone's getting hit hard with this. So we're all just trying to stay together.
Patrick Saunders.
Thomas, you done? Or here, I'll let Thomas follow up when I'm done. Hey, Tony, I know John Gray told me earlier that he had bought a place in Arizona and he was going to start doing some workouts with you. Who else among the Rockies pitchers were you able to spend some time with over the break between when you guys left spring training and when you got back up here?
Yeah, there was a lot of guys. There's probably 8 to 10 pitchers that were out in Arizona. There was, I lived by Pazos. Wade Davis was out there. We had Almonte. There was a group of Marquez was out there. There was a group of guys. We weren't all together. We had to keep our groups pretty small. But it was good, knowing we had each other miles away. So it was good for our team.
Thomas Harding, go ahead with your follow-up.
Yeah, I was just following up. Being in Arizona where right now the numbers are way up, was there much concern about that? Because it was they handled it differently, I would say. And was there concern about, this may not be safe? Or how did you guys work within what was going on in Arizona?
Yes, Arizona, it was getting, we knew that it was going to pick up after it got let down. You knew the numbers were going to go back up. So the Rockies, MLB did a great job with, keeping us informed and making sure, we were safe and, following the protocols of, staying in your house, ordering everything to your house, not going outside, washing your hands, wearing your mask. They were really good at keeping us safe and, our families safe. So I think, Arizona is my home and, of course, I want it to be safe, but at the same time right now, it's going to take a little bit of sacrifice from all of us in little ways to where we're going to get this thing better.
Nick Groke.
Hey, Tony. What's up? Just to follow through, I think pitchers were really the concern the past 3 months, how they stay fresh, and not so much position players but pitchers. So can you explain exactly just what it was like working with them? Are you on call kind of? Are you like, does a pitcher call you and say, hey, I need to throw today, like can you be available? Or were you really kind of at the mercy of how pitchers wanted to work?
Yeah, as a catcher, it's a certain position, so I'm pretty used to that, But at the same time, I was trying to keep myself healthy too. I was trying to be very smart on who I could catch, and know where my circle and keep my circle as small as possible. So I was doing my best trying to manage that, and I felt like I was able to be able to catch and be able to talk to as much about baseball with the guys during this last 3 months that we're throughout this pandemic. So I feel like we had a good thing going in Arizona with the groups we have.
Mark Kisla?
I want to go back to something you said in your first answer about how everybody's getting hit hard by the realities of this pandemic. What was your reaction when Charlie and a couple of the other teammates tested positive? And when did the reality of how serious this all is hit home for you?
Well, you're realizing people are dying from this, every day, and they still don't know what the long-term effects are of this, of the coronavirus and everything. So it's kind of scary. You don't want to get it. You want your family, you want your friends to be safe from it. So when I heard Charlie got it, and I heard a couple of other guys got it, I was sad for them. I was like, that's terrible. I don't know how it's going to impact them with their health, but I just hope they get healthy as soon as possible so they're able to play this game that they love. And, I know that it hit them hard too. So I was definitely sad about it, but I know that the whole team reached out to all those guys and made sure how they were doing, and because we're a family and we had to stick together. But that's a one thing the Rockies here has done a good job is we've had multiple meetings about this and how we're going to plan an attack of how we're all going to treat this whole situation and how we're going to be safe. And the healthiest teams are going to be probably the more successful teams this year for this season. So I was definitely, long story short, but, hearing Chuck getting it made me pretty sad.
Patrick Lyons, go ahead.
Hey, Tony, good to see you. Took some BP an hour or so ago, looked noticeably stronger, hit a few balls out. What was the focus, during this second downtime, this second spring training? Was it, to add a little more power in the bat? Were there other areas you were looking to improve in?
I think the one thing, the day we got kind of shut down, I knew it could go both ways. I could take a negative route of the whole thing and just feel sad about not playing baseball, or I took the positive route of, hey, I want to get stronger. I want to get more flexible. I'm going to use this to my advantage to get my body even more ready than I was ready for the season. So I use it as a positive for me. And I'm not focusing on power. I'm just focused on me, myself, my actions I go, and my mentality I go into each day.
Patrick Saunders?
Tony, you play a position that's unique in sports. You're going to have an umpire once the game starts. You're going to have an umpire behind you. You have the hitter close to you. You've got to confer with the pitchers on the mound, et cetera. Any concerns as a catcher in the position you play about the virus, or am I making too much out of that?
Oh, no, I think it's a good question. I think, I've been testing out different masks that I could wear under my jersey or under my helmet. I don't want to get the virus. I don't want to get my family the virus or anything. So I'm going to do my personal best to try to, not get the virus. So I am right now focusing on trying to wear a mask when I'm catching, because I know there is going to be a little more contact with catchers just by catching the baseball all the time. Hitters all coming at the umpire behind you. So that's definitely been on the back of my mind.
Nick Groke?
Just to double back on some details. When you're working with pitchers in Arizona, what work were you doing? Was it mostly flat ground? Were you on mound at all? Are you wearing gear? What were the workouts like?
Depends. A lot of times I like catching without gear because it makes me a better catcher. So sometimes I'll not have gear. I'll go catch a flat ground. Sometimes Daryl Scott built this awesome wood mound that we were throwing from truck to truck, saying, okay, this park, we can't, make sure you clean the mound off, make sure you sanitize this, we'll meet here. It's usually last minute plans with guys, but the cool thing is the whole team that you know, the guys that were in Arizona, the guys that were in California, everyone was in communication of like, hey, like, let's go. Like, this is the time to keep going. This is the end of your off season. Keep working, keep getting better, because no one took any time off from our team. That's for sure.
Kevin Henry.
Hey, Tony, thanks for the time, man. Appreciate it. Hey, you talked about the mentality just then. Was there ever times this offseason when you're working with the pitchers that you guys almost had to keep each other from getting a little bit negative, not knowing if the season might happen, when the season might happen, what next steps were? What was kind of the mentality as you guys went through these days and not knowing what was to come?
Yeah, we're a family, and so that's going to happen with family members. You know, some are going to go left, some are going to go right, but when you have a family of guys that are in the middle, you know, and we're going to bring everyone back to center. So you're going to have that. You know, it's life. Your mind wanders, so you're going to have to rely on your family members to bring you back to let's go. And so, yeah, you're going to have that. And I feel like we have the tools on this team, and we have the guys that do that.
Any more questions for Tony? I'll wait a couple seconds here just to see if anyone else raises their hand. All right, Tony, I think we're good to go. So thanks for joining us, and everyone else, thanks for hopping on at such short notice. Thanks, Tony.
Hey, thanks, guys.